For my name naitwa Jackson, toka Kenya hadi Bongo naleta action. Mamanzi wakiulizwa watamention, CMB president, opinion resident. Yo, sema ni vipi, Watu wamekupiga pumzika kwa kiti. Better believe that Jackson naleta dhiki, rusha mikono kawa feel hii muziki. Think of what about my Grillz, you like them? Yo, kama kawa, always. Yeah.
You look amazing. I'm sorry I didn't compliment you.
You should see me when I'm going to bed in my PJs. You'll be like, are you going to the club or you're going to sleep?
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, swag always on deck, fresh and clean. Grillz by Prezzo, what do you think? Dope, right? Yeah, this is white gold. Pretty cool. I didn't want... It's the Pop Catholic, darling.
You're a self-proclaimed mama's boy.
Yeah, man. Up to date. You know what I'm saying? I just started a company for making grills. You know how much money that's going to make me? Ridiculous, Custom grills. Nobody has ever done that in East Africa. And just for the record, I was the first one to have grills in the whole of Africa, not just East Africa. The love that I have for this country, if I'm driving behind you and you litter, I'll drive in front of you and I'll ask you to pick up that litter, like it's my duty.
Hello and karibuni tena. I'm your girl Makena, and today we have an amazing guest with me. And if you remember Mombasa, I'm not an artist, sorry. So guys, let me introduce this amazing soul. He's legend. He's a legend for sure. For sure, for Shize.
For sure.
Hi, Prezzo.
I'm easy. I'm blessed. How are you?
I'm good.
Everything nice, yeah? You look amazing. I like your earrings.
Thank you, my dear.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so let's start. What's your real name, maybe? I'm sure a lot of people have asked that, but acha tuulizie for our audience as well.
My government names are Jackson Ngechu Makini. Yeah.
So where were you raised?
I was raised in Isli. I moved to Langata, and then I moved to Uptown now. Yeah, so Isli was where I was born and raised in Pumwani. I lived in Isli, Section 1, Muyui Road. I stayed there for 10 years. I went to Langata, I stayed there for 10 years. So it's like God was just giving us 10 years, just to take steps ahead. Yeah, and up to where I'm at right now.
So how was your upbringing like? How's your childhood like?
My childhood was amazing. I wouldn't really, as much as even we're living in a sleep, but the truth is, like, I never really went under any hardships because my parents were taking care of everything. So growing up, I was raised by very strict folks. My parents are very strict, so I was raised in a straight and narrow, like, respect and everything. That's actually what's made me the man that I am today. You know what I mean?
All right. So, ulienda high school wapi?
Okay, I went to primary school. It's called Khalsa. It's just uko katikati ya town. Like I said, we're progressing. So I went to Khalsa, and then after that, we moved to Langata. So I moved to a private school. It was called Langata Junior Primary School. Then after that, I moved to Mount Kenya Academy. Then after that, I went to Grillz High School. Then Grillz, I did my O-levels at Braeburn. Yeah, and then I did, after my O-levels, I did flying school for like, say, a year or so. And then I went to Canada. Then I came back and, it was time for me to let her action.
What did you pursue?
Flying. Yeah, flying. I did flying. I've basically done a couple of courses, like, because you see with flying, you do it with hours. So I decided to kill two birds with one stone when I was in Canada. Like during winter, maybe sometimes you will not fly because of the weather. So I took business management and just things to keep me going. But I think I didn't really need the business management because I'm a Kikuyu, so I have that business mind. You feel me? But yeah, so
And I think business runs in the family. You can confirm that.
it sure does. As long as men you can count from 1 to 1,000,000, you're good. That's the most important thing.
Wow. And what inspired your musical journey?
My musical journey when I was in Isli, like there used to be a lot of music, in the matatus, the neighbors, and what have you. So they're the ones, like that's where my musical interest came from, because I was surrounded by music. When I'm going to school, I listen to music in the matatus. When I come back, I hear the neighbors playing music. So that's where the music started from. And believe it or not, back in the days, I used to be a very good break dancer. Yeah.
You'll show us some steps later on.
Keyword is back in the day. That's before I became a president.
All right.
Yeah, right now, as a president, it's impossible. Nowadays, I don't even dance. I just bump my head. Yeah.
Jina Prezo litowapi by the way?
It was given to me by my brothers, my brothers who were CMB, they're the ones who handed it to me. Reason being, I used to be the one taking care of all the situations. Any pressure that there is, I'd be the one who would take care of it, just naturally, So for that reason, my brothers called me president, and actually I like the name, so I stuck with it.
By any chance, are you a firstborn?
Yeah, I'm a firstborn. I have one brother and 2 younger sisters. Yeah, but to answer your question, I'm the firstborn.
Are they also in the limelight?
Well, my younger brother kind of is. My younger brother is actually like the MCA of our area because everybody knows him. Shout out to Filippo. Yeah, but I tend to let them do their own thing. If they want fame, it'll come to them at the right time. But now I just want them to focus on education, which is the most important thing, I think.
Coming from a blessed family, do you think people really misjudge you and think that you've gotten everything on a silver platter?
Well, to be honest with you, I really don't care what people think about me. Because whether you do good or bad, McKenna, people are going to judge you. So, gone are the days whereby you're thinking, oh my God, what does somebody think of me? Or what will he think of? No. If you ain't helping me in any way, stick to your lane and I stick to mine. So whatever people say, watasema mchana usiku watalala. Because the reason why I'm saying this is there's so much good that people do out there. But then I'm sure there's so much good you've done. I'm sure there's so much good everybody in this room has done. But then once you just do something very small, all the good that you've done, people, human nature, they forget about it. So, my advice to you is also you should pick a leaf from me and don't really care about what people say. Just do your thing as long as you don't disrespect anybody and no, you don't step on anybody's toes and nobody steps on your toes. Man, this life is a jungle, So it doesn't really bother me at all.
All right. Who introduced you to the music scene?
Who introduced me to the music scene? Okay, if I begin from scratch, like the music industry, I was introduced by Necessary Noise, Nazizi and Wairi. Reason being, my best friend at that time, he passed away, rest in peace to Firoz. That was Nazizi's brother. So we used to do a lot of errands, together, we were part of the Necessary Noise entourage. So I would give them the props. I would say that they're the ones who introduced me to the industry. So we were a whole entourage. So our job was to make sure Necessary Noise, their shows and everything, they go the way they're supposed to. Yeah, so.
What was your parents' reaction when you wanted to venture? Like you told them, yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, my dad passed away in 93, so it was my mother I had to deal with. Yeah, but for her, we just had an understanding. She told me, she said, finish your education. Once you're done with that, like you can do whatever the hell you want to. So I said, okay, cool. So once I finished my education, it wasn't really up for debate, because I said, yo, you asked me to finish school, right? You said once I finish school, then I can do anything I want to. So I want to do music, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So it wasn't really up for debate, really.
What was your first song? Your first song ever that you released?
Oh, that I released? It was Naleta Action. Actually, no, it was Malaika Mama and then Naleta Action. Yeah. Looking for my name, naitwa Jackson. Toka Kenya hadi Bongo, Naleta Action. Mamanzi wakiulizwa wata mention. CMB, President, Opinion Resident. Yo, sema ni vipi. Utwame kupiga pumzika kwa kiti. Better believe that Jackson naleta dhiki. Rusha mikono kawa feel hii muziki.
How would you define your music, like your genre of music? Your style of music?
I really don't have a genre, like I just do my kind of music. You know what I mean? To be totally honest, like I wouldn't call it like Afro rap or Afro pop. I would just call it, genge music. Yeah, because that's what we roll with. We're the ones who started this whole genge movement, anyway. But sometimes we don't get enough props that we deserve. But then again, I really don't care what other people think.
What was the reception after you released it, your first song ever? What was the reception like?
Man, it was so crazy. This is how crazy the reception was. It was so crazy, McKenna, that I had to write a song called My Fans. And in that My Fans, it was just a way of me appreciating my fans for being so loving and for being so supportive. So I put out a song to appreciate them, because, Mama didn't raise no fool. Mama always say thank you, say please. It costs nothing. So that's how crazy it was. It was so crazy to the extent whereby I sat down and I was like, my fans, mi nawapenda wote, na ma autograph ntasign siku zote, na washukuru walioni hold down, kwa hii rap game sitawa let down. You should just listen to that song. It'll tell you a lot about me and the fans, that is. Yeah.
What space are you usually in as you write your music? Because wow, the lyrics are on point.
Yeah.
Like everything is on point.
Yeah, well, you can tell from the tone of my voice, like I'm a triple C kind of person. You know what triple C means? Cool, calm, collected. So I'm always in a good space whenever I'm doing music. Life is too short to be stressing about other things. So I always try and put myself in a good space, whether I'm doing music, whether I'm doing other businesses, whether I'm doing this interview with you. I just always want to be in a good space, I've been through so much in my life whereby I really have a good watch, but I ain't got time. I actually have 2 watches and I still don't got time. Yeah, so.
Yeah. Which song introduced you to the industry now? Besides the first one, which was your breakthrough song?
Naleta Action.
That was your first and your breakthrough song at the same time?
Yeah, one shot, one kill was the deal. If you don't let me in, I'm gonna buy the whole building and change the locks. So that's what it is. It was just the Naleta Action. I really don't have a sad story like other artists. Oh, ilikuwa struggle maze. Me, I think I'm the chosen one.
Describe the feeling that you had with one word. Describe it, the way you felt.
Crazy. You said in one word, yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. I can imagine you've gone to the studio, released your first song, no one knows you yet, or you're already known. Were you popular at that time?
I was, before even the industry, I was popular in Nairobi, I was a popular young man. That's why I believe, like, even this whole music thing, for me, it was just a matter of time. But even before music, I was actually a quite popular guy.
And then for sure, for Shizzy came, it's been wins after wins after wins for you.
Yeah. It's been wins, and there's been some downfalls, like when I lost my brothers, that was a bitter pill for me to swallow. You know what I'm saying? But then, all in all, I thank God for the whole journey, because, it's been a roller coaster. I'll tell you one thing for free. There's no other artist out there who has ever suffered media brutality more than Prezzo. You know what I mean? If Prezzo was somebody who would break by now, I would have been into pieces. But see me, I'm the kind of person I thump myself in the chest. I ask myself, are you a man or a mouse? Whatever answer I give myself when I say you're a man, and I'm like, then act like one. So it's been a roller coaster, but I thank God for each and every step because it's been a learning curve for me. You know what I'm saying? So.
And we have seen you grow over the years. Prezzo, I'm sure the ladies are waiting for this. Is Prezzo seeing someone at the moment?
Yeah, I have a baby, I have a family, you know. I'm off the market, that's for sure. You know, and I have a family. I have a very beautiful daughter called Zari, and I have a beautiful daughter called Dina. They keep me going, you know. So, yeah, me, you know, I don't, like I said, I have a good watch, but I ain't got time.
Yeah. How is it like co-parenting with your ex-wife?
Oh, it's not difficult. I thank God for her because she's an understanding person. You know what I mean? So, you know, I thank God for her because it just makes everything a whole lot easier.
Fatherhood has changed you in any way ever since you became a dad?
Of course, man, you don't see no more scandals about a brother, do you? No more, you know, like those days are long gone. So I'd say, you know, it's kept me like on a straight and narrow. It's kept me exactly where I needed to be. You know, so yeah, I give praise to the Most High.
Can you talk to us about generational wealth?
You know, what do you think of my, what about my Grillz? You like them? Yo, Kamakawa, you know, always. Yeah. Oh. You should see me when I'm going to bed in my PJs. You'll be like, are you going to the club or you're going to sleep?
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, you know, swag always on deck, you know, fresh and clean. This is a Luffy there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the brand that your boy only rocks, you know. You wouldn't see me with anything else, you know, from head to toe. I'm sorry, I gotta plug it in.
Yeah, it's okay, it's allowed.
And also, I want to bring you up to speed, okay?
Yeah.
You know, let's give the people something that they're not used to. So I have this new company, right? You see the grills that I'm wearing? Yeah, that's my company. It's called Grillz by Prezzo. And actually, you know, I picked up my grills today, and so you have the exclusivity of it. So I want to let people know, like, if you want any grills, you know, very soon, they're custom. These ain't those stuff that you get in town. You know, like you boil it in hot water. No, this is actually fitted. I'll show you the mold. This here is my mold, you see. That's my mold. So this is the top one. I just think I'm too fresh for the top one, so I'm rocking the bottom ones. But yeah, you know, in the near future, you need Grillz. I'm the guy to go to. You know, Grillz by Prezzo, GBP is the future. That's the movement. So if you're wondering where the bottom ones are, I got them on. I left the top ones here. But you see, this is the mold of my teeth. So Grillz by Prezzo, what do you think? Dope, right? Yeah, this is white gold. Pretty cool. I didn't want. It's the Pope Catholic, darling.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pure white gold, you know. I didn't want to put no stones on it because this is my first mold. But yeah, you know, I think it's pretty cool. So, you know, they're hating my last move. I'm on my next move. We're out here, man, you see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While your dad was still alive, did he like not lecture? Did he like guide you? It's okay, my dear. It's okay. Did he like guide you through his businesses while you were still alive?
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, he didn't really have much time to do that because by the time I passed away, I was 13 years old. But of course, you know, like I used to see what he used to do, you know, and I saw all the struggles that my mom went through. So yeah, you know, I think on that part, my mom played a very good role, like being a father and a mother at the same time. That's why I got so much love for her, you know, because I know what she's been through, trust me. I know what I put her through, believe me. Unaisema pole pole.
Dish out. You were a bad boy.
Mad.
Wallahi.
Yeah, I was. But like I said, she was very strict. She kept me on a straight and narrow. So she played a very good role, like, of being a mother and a father at the same time. Especially raising a goon like me. It's not easy,
Yeah. And you're a self-proclaimed mama's boy.
Up to date. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, like, okay, cool. Let's say, for example, Tupac, right? Tupac was a gangster, sure. He had scandals with left, right, and center. But he's the same person who sang Dear Mama. True or false? You have somebody like Kanye West. Kanye has everything in the world, but once he lost his mom, it's like his world went tumbling down with all the money that he has. So what I'm trying to say is, it doesn't matter whether you're 70, 80, as long as your mother is still alive. Like my mother, for example, to her mother, she's still like a little child. When they talk on the phone, I'm just like, damn, okay, cool. Well, but it's really understandable. People who try and pull that mama's boy card are just people who are miserable in their lives. A mama's boy wouldn't hustle half as much as I do. I just started a company for making grills. You know how much money that's gonna make me? Ridiculous, Custom grills. Nobody has ever done that in East Africa. And just for the record, I was the first one to have grills in the whole of Africa, not just East Africa, in 2006. So your boy is a trendsetter. But now I just decided to do this, for this generation because nobody else is doing it. So I might as well do it, Take matters into my own hands. So a mama's boy cannot do half of what I do. But I will always give my mom the respect that she deserves. Because like I said, I put her through hell and back, And she's that one person who's never turned her back on me. No matter how bad, no matter how good I am, she's always got my back. So, hi, Mama.
Hi, Mama Prezzo.
Yo, what up?
Has your relationship with your mom ever affected your relationships with ladies?
No. My mom comes first. If any lady is smart, they say the best way to go into a man's heart is through the stomach. They lied. The best way to go into a man's heart is through the mother. Once you're okay with your mother-in-law, then everything else is going to be smooth sailing. But if you're not cool with your mother-in-law, then, it's not up for discussion. Hit the door.
There's a period of time ulikuwa umepotea kwa music scene. Where were you, Prezzo?
I was, that roller coaster of life that I was telling you about? I was in that roller coaster of life. I was still finding myself. Up until now, I'm still trying to find myself, but I was in that roller coaster of life, These things happen. One thing I'm grateful for is that up to date, you called me for an interview, right? If Prezzo wasn't a household name, then you wouldn't have called me. You know how many people I started this industry with that are not there anymore? Either they passed away or either wengine wametupa mbao or wengine they just said, this industry is too much, man. I can't handle it. Yeah, but your boy is still here and going on strong. Grillz by Prezzo.
But in your own opinion, how do you, why do you think we still love you? Yani, why do you think you're still so relevant? Hata ukinyamaza, ukienda chini ya maji, we still remember you. Even the time that you were away, ungetaja tu Prezzo, everyone will be like, yeah, from your own opinion, in your own opinion, what do you think?
I honestly think, when, like I told you, the schools that I went to, when I went to school, I wasn't one to be a lawyer, a doctor, or any of those, I was built as an entertainer from back in the day, So I believe, for me, it's the charisma that I still have up until today that makes people attracted and glued to a brother. You know what I mean? So other than that, if I give you any other answer, I'd be lying to you, really.
But wait, Makini Herbal Clinic, mbona ukuwa inspired kwa daktari maybe or pharmacist,
Because that wasn't for me. And one thing I'd like to urge parents out there is, if your child is good at, say, soccer or good in arts and crafts and everything, do not shove education into that child. look at what the child is good at and actually try and support your child in whatever they're good at. Education is there, yes, but most African folks, they just want to force you, like, education, I want you to be a doctor, I want you to be a lawyer, I want you to be a pilot. But in hindsight, maybe I'm good in soccer. In hindsight, maybe I'm good in music. In hindsight, all these things, they pay. We've seen the Dennis Olieches and we've seen the Marigas. If they can do it, why can anybody else do it? But I think people are more focused on masomo, mahesabu, sijui, science, biology. Look at what your kid is good at, and support your child in that, because nobody knew that music was going to pay, but I've broken off my mom with money from the music that she was against in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, education is key, but also that's why the white people call it extracurriculum activities. So if you see your child is good in soccer and good in music, good in playing in ballet, whatever it is, just support your child. And yeah, you never know what might come out of it.
And is it true of venturing into politics?
Yeah, I really don't want to talk much about that. All I can say is, don't call me a politician, just call me a humanitarian. Because for me, you can ask even the people around me. I'm the kind of person, the love that I have for this country is ridiculous. I'm the kind of person, the love that I have for this country, if I'm driving behind you and you litter, I'll drive in front of you and I'll ask you to pick up that litter, like it's my duty. Unless, of course, if you're driving a Lamborghini and you just pass through me. But I love this country to that extent, So that's a story for another day, McKenna.
No, which seat are you voting for, Kwanza?
That's a story for another day, McKenna.
We're in the political year, it's
Yeah, yeah.
We're about to go to elections.
Yeah, it is. But, I think, and that's the really sad part about our politicians, because right now, instead of people building up this beautiful nation, people are loggerheads, tug of wars, People are busy campaigning and not even thinking about that GP, GP being a general public. You understand? So all this has to change, and change has to begin with us. So when I'm ready with that info, I promise you, I guarantee you, you'll be the first one to know. Of course.
All right. And a month ago, you released a song, an amazing song, The King's Back. What inspired that?
Well, The King is Back, actually. I love that song because it was just like to remind people, like, yo, know what's up, know your position. Like, just because a brother is quiet doesn't mean that, because, you hear everybody trying to claim that they're kings and everything, king here, king there. So I just decided to, like, if you notice, that's not a song. It's a freestyle, Can I do it for you, Kidogo? I touch down every corner of the city like none of you. My moves so attractive like money. I do beyond the best, wako chini yangu kama underline, hawezi kunibeba, so unajua mimi ni mzito. Wanadai vile hao ni waso, mimi ni brown. And they're intimidated when I come around. I know some don't F with me now, but guess what? Nacha game sekunde mbili tu watoto wamemess. Hivi nyinyi ma MC ama nyinyi ni wachesh, marapo wameparara na swaga za kishamba, ni mwapi maratili lakini ni wepesi. So basically it was just a reminder, like, yo, don't you ever get it twisted, we're here,
Na watu wamelikumiss, watu walikuwa wamekumiss, ndio?
Yeah, I think when you're rare, then people have to miss you, and then, like, I have my fans who are down for me, like, and then I have those lovers in disguise who I call haters. Those are lovers in disguise who, they just try to bring you down for no reason, because they themselves live a miserable life and they wish they'd have Grillz by Prezzo, but they can't though.
All right. Do you practice what you studied back in campus for the flying?
No. Why would I do that? No. Even if I was to own a private jet, or a private plane, I wouldn't fly it myself. The level where I'm at right now, I'd have pilots calling me Mr. McKinney, because that's the life that we want, So you cannot own a plane and then you're the same person. Hello, this is Captain Jackson. No, you get somebody, you kick it at the back and just cool it, you just relax, yani. So to answer your question, no, I don't implement any of that. The only thing I implement from back in the days is just counting, man, and that's counting money. That's why earlier on in our conversation I told you if you can count from 1 to 1 million, then you're good, because you can count your millions. So
What was the highest moment, like the best moment of your life, generally? Okay, in your career as well.
The best moment in my career was I had a meeting with my mom and my mom and Big Ted. Big Ted was actually like doing my management at that time. So when Big Ted left the meeting, I asked my mother, I told her, do you really think like one day I'm going to be this big person, a household name, whereby I won't be able to walk outside that gate without people hollering? And she said, man, if you ask your God for anything in this world, he's going to grant it to you. And so I think my biggest moment was that breakthrough for Prezzo, in music, because this is what I really wanted, as much as I was in school, yes, but my heart wasn't there. So actually the man upstairs gave me what I wanted, and this is it, yeah.
And how did you meet Jay-Z? How did you come to meet with Jay-Z?
Like if it was the old me, I'd tell you Jay-Z met me, not the other way around, excuse me, but I got to meet him through One Campaign. One Campaign is a movement that's supposed to eradicate malnutrition and poverty in Africa, and it's owned by Bono of U2. So when I left Big Brother Africa, I was appointed as a One Campaign ambassador for Africa, and he happens to be a One Campaign ambassador in abroad. So when we met, it wasn't on that being my fan or me being a fan. It was strictly on ambassadorship status kind of thing.
What assumptions do you think people have about you?
I really don't care.
I know you don't care, but what assumptions? What will misjudge na nini? Like you're proud, ama you're,
Yeah, honestly, I'm the kind of person, I just switch off my ears. See no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil. That's my motto, So that's why I can actually focus my mind on things that matter to me. Like this GBP, Grillz by Prezzo, I'm really proud of that, And we're going to do the official launch very soon. So, I really don't care what people think of me. Like if I think about you in a negative way, that means, you're in my mind. So I cannot focus to where I want to go because I'm busy looking on the other side, like what are these guys doing, So I just keep my eyes on the prize and I just keep it moving. I keep it moving. What they say, man, it really doesn't bother me, McKenna,
Yeah. What would you wish your daughters to be when they grow up? If you were given the chance, a wish.
I'd wish them to just be successful, and I'd wish them to do whatever makes them happy. Even entertainment, even entertainment, whatever makes them happy, I want to make so much money to the extent whereby I want to get my kids a college plan, so they don't need no man, They can just be themselves, you know what I mean? So help me God, please listen to my prayers. Thank you. Asante, sorry, I'm just doing an interview, but I'll be back to you again. Me and God, we have a conversation. I'm not the kind of person who goes and kneels down, and I don't go to church, I talk to my God. You see how I talk to him right now? He's listening. That's where people get it messed up. He's listening, And my God is a living God,
What's the most expensive thing Prezzo owns?
My heart.
No material.
No, you ask me, Prezzo, you know, my heart is the most expensive thing I own. To be honest with you, the people who know me, they can vouch for that. You know, all these other things, they're just materialistic. You know, they come and go. You know, I know billionaires who weren't able to be saved by their billions. You know what I mean? So, the most expensive thing Prezzo has is his heart.
Yeah. So once again, Prezzo, I'm so proud of you and congratulations on the new venture, Grillz by Prezzo.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Are there any other
Did
business
you see the
ventures?
smile on my face? I appreciate that.
Yeah. So is there any other NGO? Oh, ambassadorship. Ameru.
It's okay.
Ambassadorship with Elfidia.
Yeah, thank you.
Also a big move.
Absolutely, you know, shout out to Elufidea. Like, you know, you won't find me. See, it's always Elufidea from head to toe. So that's my team. You know, we work hand in hand. So I appreciate that. And you asked about other business ventures. Well, for me, you know, like my mind rolls like rims. They keep spinning. It keeps thinking all the time, 24/7. So I'll definitely have another interview with you in less than maybe a month, God willing. Yeah, and then, you know, we're finna do this. And one thing you can vouch, McKenna, is that I'm a man of my word. I told you we cannot do on this and this date, but you see, on the day we set it for, I didn't go around and round in circles. Yeah, so big up to you for that.
I'm so humbled, baby.
Asante. Thank you.
Asante sana Mr. President. 2022 tuna expect nini from you, baby? Kimziki, kibiashara.
Let's just say, if they're not laughing at your dreams, you're not laughing big enough. So 2022, me, I'm gonna live my dreams, and only time will tell, you know.
Tunangoja harusi. Mimi baby nataka kuwa flower girl. Niko na seki ya keki.
You know me, I was thinking of just making it simple and going to the AG's office, one time, chap, you know.
So you don't want like a white grand wedding.
I've been there, I've done that. I bought the t-shirt, I washed it, and it faded. You know, so.
All right. Thank you so much, Prezzo, for your time.
Thank you, darling. I appreciate you.